Well, I made it to the top, y'all. Ah, look at how freaking gorgeous. That's Durango down there. And obviously, we are surrounded in these amazing mountains. It's like almost surreal. And it's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. And I hope that you are able to enjoy this as much as I am. It's really intense times, friends. Really intense times. I came out here really hoping that I would just magically feel better. Like the location itself was going to create the joy for me, right? And that didn't happen. I had to choose that, right? I had to step into my power and choose to create joy. And and not have so much pressure on myself. Like I was forcing myself to go have fun. Like, you need to go do this, you have to go do this, you should. And on my drive up here, I was literally like, I'm really over forcing, because that is not the energy that we want to come from. And that's not going to, like, if you're forcing yourself to go have fun, it's not ever going to happen, right? And so I kind of just changed my mentality about things. And I don't know if I'm going to stay. I'm going to turn this around and still let you see. I don't know if I'm going to stay in Colorado. There are a lot of people that I love in Texas. There is someone who, I don't want to jinx it, but there's things for me in Texas. There's things for me here too. And honestly, Source has always told me that no matter where I am, I'm going to be supported. I will always be supported, and I will always create success and joy, but it's up to me, right? It doesn't matter the location. And yes, this is a very beautiful, majestic, and inspiring location. But as I said in the video earlier, the mountains told me, like, I have to stop using that as a crutch. Like, I have to create that within myself, right? That's what we need to do right now. The world that's going on outside of us is so crazy and chaotic that it's really important that we stop looking outside at the shit show that's going on and, like, create our own lives full of joy, right? It's like, once I took off the pressure and was like, oh my God, I have to get a job out here, I have to find a house, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And when I just decided to just, like, have fun and see it as a vacation, because maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's the vacation that I've been needing for years to finally come out to a place where I have the power, right? I've got my car. I don't have to rely on somebody else, like my 8-9 day camping trip where I had no say, right? And that's what made the whole trip like, But it also helped me step into my power because I was able to choose how I wanted to experience that trip. So even if I didn't have the say all the time of where we were going to go or what we were going to do, then I still got to choose how I experienced everything, right? It's like here, the first few days that I've been here, and even today, like every day I cry because all of this old stuff is releasing, and it's, old outdated beliefs of unworthiness. Like, I have this ugly voice. It's like, you're stupid for being out here. You shouldn't be out here. You should be looking for a job, and blah, 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 blah. And finally, like, I just had to step in my power and say, get out of my field. I don't know whose voice this is, but you're not mine. And I'm a sovereign being. I choose love, so you need to step. Right? And then I have to call on Archangel Michael, because these voices are intense right now. I don't know if you're feeling it. If you're sensitive, or if you're empathic in any way, then you're probably feeling that. And, like the insecurities and all of these things coming up. And it's so important to just get out and shake up the energy and move things, right? That's why I have to come out here. I go to the football field and go work out a little bit to just kind of get the energy moving. Hi. And so, like, that's what we have to do right now in order to make it through these times. Like, just get up and get your body moving, get the energy moving. If you are blessed enough to be in an environment like this, then get out in it. The air is fresh out here, no matter what they tell you. Gaia is not going to hurt you. The fresh air of being out in nature is not going to hurt you. And we have to stop living in fear, because that is what is putting a block on so many people's lives right now. Do you know how scary it was for me to come out here? I had these dreams of, oh, well, I'm going to create this amazing life out there, and it's going to be so much better. And then I get out here and I'm like, well, shit, I still feel the same. And it's because of all of the beliefs within myself, right? The location itself has nothing to do with it. It's like we're having this new beautiful world that we're going into. We can't take this dense, yucky energy, right? Like, we have to be fully in ourselves and in our power and in our joy and doing what we love, and stop doing things that you think you should do. That's where the energy gets stuck too. Like, oh, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Well, but are you happy? Because the abundance comes when you're in your joy. Whenever I'm out here and I'm seeing all of this beautiful energy, like, this is God, this is divinity, right? And this is true abundance. And it just comes, it just is, because that's what it knows to do. That's what we are. But we've been so indoctrinated and trained to believe that you should do this and you should live your life like this and blah, 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 that we beat ourselves up because we're like constantly comparing ourselves to other people. Oh, I should be here. I should have this degree and I should have this career and this home and blah, blah, blah. But are you really happy? Like, or is that somebody else's belief that they pushed on you? Right? We have to find our joy. Stop looking outside at all the other distractions that are going on. That's why I always say choose love, not fear. Choose to love yourself. Because that's when the beauty and the magic comes, and that's when Source is able to come in, whenever we were able to just surrender, release, allow. I have been saying that. That has been my mantra for days. I surrender, I allow, I trust. I surrender, I allow, I trust. And just wait for God, and ask for what it is that you want. Angels and Source can't deliver that until you actually ask, and then trust. Like my beautiful friend Karen always says, trust, believe, and receive. I think that's it. You'll have to correct me if I got that wrong. Or ask, believe, and receive. Same thing, right? Just ask, believe, and receive. Be open to receiving that. The world is so full of magic, y'all. And we're being so distracted with all of this other stuff. Take a moment, and I'm going to turn this around again. Like, just that right there, that's the divine. That is Source creation. And that is abundance. That is true wealth, abundance, prosperity. And it just is. The mountains don't ask permission to do anything. They just are. They just exist. And Source brings them everything they could ever desire. And they don't ever question it or think that it should look a certain way. We need to start taking advice, or, like just following nature. Go back to what's inherent in us, like what is innate within us, which is nature. It's who we are. We come from source, we come from the divine. Just as we're just as worthy as any mountain, as any other person. But you have to see that. Like, that's something I struggle with constantly. So I get it. Worthiness is, and that's why I love teaching about self-love. I'm able to teach other people, but when it comes to my own stuff, I'm like, but that's our challenge, is like our greatness, right? That's our biggest gift. And so I hope that this is able to inspire y'all. I'm so grateful to have you on this journey with me. Something I've had to deal with in myself is I am indecisive AF, which is why I'm like, I'm going to stay in Texas. No, I'm going to go to Colorado. No, I'm in Colorado. I want to go back to Texas. No, I want to go back to Colorado. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I'm going to follow my heart, and I'm going to choose love. And I'm going to choose to align to God's source, because my actions are always divinely guided, and I always take the actions that are in my highest good because of the fact that they're divinely guided. And I trust that. So again, I appreciate y'all being on this journey with me. I'm going to sit out here and just enjoy for a few minutes before I head back down the mountain. And I just want to send you all so much love and blessings. And again, thank you. So much gratitude for just being with me on this journey. Sending you all love, and we'll talk soon. Have a beautiful, amazing, blessed day.